Hello ladies and gentlemen, Spirit of the Law here. In this video I'm going to be playing a 1 vs 1 against the AI from the HD Steam version of the game with the expansions. So the most recent and improved version that comes officially at least with the game, although there are some other very good AIs that are out there. Now this isn't meant to be a tutorial or me saying I'm some kind of expert, but I thought it might be fun to show some of you guys that have made it a personal goal maybe to try to beat the most recent HD computer on moderate or hardest or whatever, the way that I go about doing it, and maybe it'll either be helpful or entertaining for some of you guys, especially if I fail, I'm sure. In the last video I showed how it compared to the original Age of Conquerors AI, and I won't spoil how that goes, so you can check that out if you want. Off the top of my head, I'd say, just subjective experience to back it up, that the most recent hardest AI in HD is somewhere between a 1600 and a 1700 player on Steam, though I would say it's more susceptible to early aggression, and that's going to be my strategy against it. And I think if you're trying to beat it yourself, trying to have an attack against it before 20 minutes is really going to be a key to victory there. So that's my tentative plan, and so we're going to do a mirror match Huns, so I'm not playing the Japanese, but I think the Huns are the more standard 1 vs 1 civilization, so I want to play with that one. And we're going to be doing Arabia and Tiny Map, and I'm going to have it on hardest, and 200 population, and reveal map normal, so everything standard resources, and let's check it out. Okay, so I had some sheep nearby. That was actually pretty lucky. And let's get everybody. Don't even worry about the wood. Sometimes, if it takes a little while with Huns, because you don't have to build the houses, then I'll have them collect some wood. But didn't really have a chance this time. Not a great wood line, I noticed right off the bat here. Do you have a boar? And I did find that sheep. That's nice. Where's the second one though? They always come in pairs. There we go. Oh, both boar right there. That's pretty nice actually. Although I have to say, really not impressed by the woodline. I guess I can use that one. It's not the end of the world. So I'm going to be going for an archer rush for sure. Well, at least that's a tentative plan. A tower rush is also very effective against the AI, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I almost consider it, I don't know, it's not very good sportsmanship, I think, to tower rush the AI, because it really doesn't handle it well. And I mean, you can mix a couple of towers in with your archer rushes or something, but I don't even know if I'll do that. We'll see. Maybe I will. Okay, so I'm just going to do a pretty standard-ish build order with 6 on sheep, and then I think I'm going to go 4 on wood. You can try to go with just 3 on wood with Huns, because you don't need to make the houses. So you save some wood there, but you also lose 100 wood off the start, and I find it's difficult to get enough wood to make a mill if I do that, so I still go 4 on wood. And I would recommend that if you're still trying to figure out kind of the basics of build orders, which is kind of like me, to be honest. Alright, so this is pretty nice having these 2 boar so close. I don't have to spend a lot of time looking for them. I do feel like I'm missing a couple sheep though, and I think my scout's getting a little far out here. Okay, so she's going to collect it. Normally she would build a house first, although this time she doesn't have to. And let's get the sheep out of here. And I'm not going to do my fancy luring trick. Is he going to die? No, he's fine. Oh, I shouldn't have out of my town center there. But at the same time, I don't want you to get the idea that you have to play perfectly to beat the AI. You really don't. You can have a couple little moments. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, not too bad. I would like to find my last 2 sheep. Maybe I miscounted, but I think I should have 2 more out here somewhere. There we go. Perfect. And like I said, they always come in pairs. So if you find one, always look for that second one. Alright, so 3. So I think 4 is pretty standard there. And I should be about 5 seconds late luring that boar. Okay, so now a couple things I could do. I think I'm going to get a little bit more wood though, because like I said, I am going for an archer rush, which means I'm going to try to get 2 archery ranges as quickly as possible as soon as I go up to feudal age. And I'm going to try maybe 24, 25. And I'm going to make a second lumber turret. Okay, because I'm going to have to go pretty heavy onto wood over here. And where is he? So right now I would really like to find where he is and get to work. And I'd like to forward build him, like to send a couple of villagers, either 2 or 3, to kind of work their way towards him. If I can. Oh, was she just standing around there? So, like I said, this isn't a perfect tutorial. But I really think it'll help to see that you don't have to play perfect. I mean, don't build up the AI too much in your mind. They're pretty good. They're good for AIs, but they're not perfect by any means. And certainly, if you can have a decent rush, kind of 16 minutes, if you can attack them by 16 minutes, then they don't really get a chance to boom. And they are quite good at booming, so you do have to be careful of that. Not to try to... I mean, knights are okay, but if you try to take too long to get your attack in, that's when you run into trouble against the AI. And I think it's on the right side here, because I found a relic. And you usually don't have relics right beside your town. So I'm thinking it's more over here. Hard to say though. And I'm going to grab a gold mine, because I'm going to need quite a bit of gold for archers. I mean, it could be over here, and it could just be in the corner somewhere. I'm not totally sure. But it would just be nice to find him. It's not imperative that I find him right away, because I still do have to go up to the feudal age and build a couple of buildings still. So it's alright. But yeah, just making sure that you're scouting at the same time. And so I see a chop tree, so I do know that he's here. And luckily the AI doesn't shoot at you. Yeah, so real players will shoot at your scout, and that's one nice thing. And I'll get loom, I suppose, because I am going to be moving forward with villagers here pretty soon. And I'll kind of set these villagers, I'll kind of have their sheep lined up for them so they can just kind of follow around there and grab them. And let's head up. 9:30, not a terrible time. I think I'm going to send 3 forward. No, let's just send 2. Okay, so I don't really need as much food at the moment now, because really there's... Yeah, and there's not too much that I need food for, because if I'm going to be making archers, I basically need gold and wood, so I need enough villagers to sustain more villager production on food, but I definitely have that even if I just keep these, and I will be adding more in later. Let's start building this barracks. This should already have been up, I think. And I'm going to keep them together just in case there's wolves. I want to play it a little bit safe. Wolves like that guy. I'm actually going to wait to attack him until I get my +2, because a scout does get +2 when they reach the feudal age. Or maybe I'll just go right around him. I have to think, so that looks like I have gold there. It's kind of lucky I scouted that. I'm not seeing any wolves, so that's always a good thing. Because that's a pain when you move forward with your villagers and they get taken out by wolves, so it's good to kind of think about that. Keep your scouts nearby. See, that's just a minor gold. Oh. Try to get up on the hill. Alright, not the end of the world. So let's get 1 down. I'd like to get 2 down as quickly as possible. And I'm going to have to scout him out a little bit more, I think. I need to find where his main gold is, because you're going to have a large gold. And let's keep going with those. Should get these upgrades. And once they're done that, or maybe I'll have somebody back home do that. Should get a blacksmith as well. Okay, so I expect him to be fuel age pretty quick, and I do expect some skirmishers out of the AI. It's not unusual. And there's really not too much point to having these villagers up here now, to be honest. And that is one thing about playing the Huns, is I'm never totally sure what to do with them. Good, found this gold. Never totally sure what to do with them up front. I could just build a tower, but that's kind of exploity. So we'll just have them make that. That'll be fine. Okay, so my big thing now, I don't want to send these in right away. I want to make sure I have kind of 6 is kind of my rule. As long as I have 6 by 16 minutes, then that should be good enough. And you can do little kind of cheeky things like hit the villagers and run away, but I don't usually like to do that. That's also kind of exploity, because they'll chase you. They will chase you a very long way. And putting up a stable. Okay, well that's probably good for me. Better than an archery range, though he might also have that. I just want to scout and see what he's up to. Okay. I might wait. Just have one more. You just want to make sure you have a group of them, because they can get picked off by skirmishers unless you have 6 or 7. And one advantage that you have over the computer is, of course, that you can micro. So I got lucky there, and that was his archery range. Because if I can take that out, he doesn't have a great counter unit for me. Oh yeah, perfect, get his gold. So grab those upgrades. And if I could, I would grab this. Let's just get my economy set up before we get into a fight here. Okay, not bad. So if I can stop him from getting gold, that's really going to slow down his next advance, which is ideal. Oh, somebody's doing something dumb. Alright, so just keep archers coming out. And I do like to keep kind of one beside anything I've already hit to make sure he can't just go back to it. Alright, so making sure that you're using hotkeys and stuff, so I have all these guys assigned to number 1. And I would like to get this guy away. Yeah, good. And that's an unfortunate choice by him. Let's focus this guy down. That he chose to make his new woodline, because this one's under attack, so the AI is smart enough to try to move and find a new one. And unfortunately for him, it just happens to be right beside this. We've got to keep these guys together, though. And I just sit in the woodline just to make sure I keep making villagers. And let's see, we'll put a couple here. It's hard to tell if the computer actually tries to do counter units. I feel like it doesn't. It'd be nice to stop him, but I don't think I can. Alright, gotta make sure. Always keep him coming out. Alright, and they do seem to be going around. You gotta keep an eye, because they move around a lot, and they'll try to find new locations. And at this point, it might seem like I'm stretching my guys a little thin, but at the same time, if I can just stop his economy and stop him from taking resources, the number of units that I have to face is actually going to go down. And I'm almost at that point now. Oop, taking some free shots there. I'm almost at the point now that I don't know if he has the economy to keep coming up with units. So we're getting kind of close. He might resign pretty soon here. Oh, and it's got skirmishers now. Okay. Ooh, quite a few skirmishers now. But I'm more interested in taking out these villagers if I can. Because if I can take them out, I mean, it's over. but we'll bring these guys together, and this is where you being a human is much easier than this is for the AI. And I do know I have a couple idle villagers there, but I think this is where the fighting's happening. Oh, he's going around the other side. Okay. And I'm okay just to have some random units around here like that, because that just gives me map control. Alright, let's get these guys working. Okay, and we'll put them there. I do need to be better about these upgrades. Where am I sending all these guys? I have way too much wood. So just noticing right now, I'm sure some of you guys noticed already, I'm carrying way too much wood. I have like 800 wood. I definitely don't need that. I'm going to make a market, and that's going to help me balance that out. Just queue up a couple of those. Of course, hotkeys are the best way to do that. And if he is shooting at one guy, I can kind of move that unit and have all the rest of them shoot him, which can be pretty effective. I'm not sure why he hasn't resigned yet, to be honest. I mean, he can't have very much left. But sometimes they can be stubborn. And kind of 22 minutes is a pretty usual time to beat him if you do Archer Rush like this. The biggest thing is that the AI can really boom if you give it a chance, and you just don't want to let it do that. Yeah, there you go. So the resignation, 22-ish minutes. So the biggest thing is to not let him boom, and I do find if you try to go for knights, you can give him a little bit too much of a chance to boom. And the biggest thing is just make those archers and just keep them coming out and just hit the different resources. And if he does go out with skirmishers, try to get a group of them, and then you hit, back up, and hit, and back up. And just make sure you're always creating villagers back home, and just set them on wood, and then move guys from wood over to the farms and stuff. And just make sure you have 7 or 8. And in this case, I think I have 9. Oh no, maybe it's just 8. On gold, just to make sure you can keep those archers coming out. So that's how I do it, and I'll just kind of show you these. I mean, it gets pretty insane when you have archers, because you're not actually engaging them one-on-one. And you hit him before he has a chance to make his military. And so that's all of those ones. So that's how I beat the AI on hardest. And that's pretty standard. 22 minutes is pretty good for an archer rush. So just make sure you're trying to get 6 or 7 archers together to attack before 16 minutes is what I use as the rule. And if you can't get that together by then you might have to go on and include some towers, or just try to go up to Castle Age and get knights. But try that out and try to see if you can get that part down, and then you're definitely good to play online if you're at that point. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.